You're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
You're in a whole different ball.
All right, folks, we got an absolute spectacle of a court case today. Judge Perkins, who does not play around, is on the bench and in the defendant's corner. A guy who woke up and decided the law simply doesn't apply to him. Yep, we got a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen in the courtroom, armed with nothing but misplaced confidence and a handful of legal buzzwords he probably picked up from YouTube. But Judge Perkins, he's not having any of it. Watch as he systematically dismantles this guy's argument and delivers a courtroom reality check like no other. If you were in the judge's seat, how would you handle this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive into the action.
What is your motion, sir?
I have a motion to strike and dismiss.
What are the bases?
Basis of federal rules of civil procedure. Number one, there's no claim. There's no ratification of the claim.
There is a claim. There is a. Do you want me to read out I waived the reading of the information. You want me to read the claims, the allegations that have been made into the record? Do you need me to do that?
No, I don't. No, I don't, Your Honor.
I deny your motion on that basis. What else do you have to say? What else? You deny my motion because of what, Your Honor? Yes.
There is no real.
I deny your motion because there is a and this is criminal procedure, not civil procedure. But I denied your motion because there is an allegation here. You're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter? Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. And so that's what I'm asking for. If there was a criminal matter, basically what you're telling me is that something has happened, someone has either been damaged or someone has been or either someone has been damaged or someone has something has been come up missing. And if that's the case, then that means that there is a crime. And if there's a crime, then there is the what do you have that's saying that I did the crime? What you're saying that I created this crime that hurt this person, and if I hurt this person and I created the crime, then a third thing that you have to have is the identification of the person. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
Okay. You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
And where did you get that? Where did you get that from? Where did you learn all that?
I've been studying for quite some time, trying to understand what's going on. I have a different perspective as to what's being said that happened. I'm understanding more necessary for a crime to go for them to bring a crime forward. I'm understanding that a bit more.
And where did you get that understanding?
I've done some Cornell law studies. I've also sat down with a couple of friends who have had some issues. I picked up wherever I could, just started to study the law, just started to go back through Cornell law, started to figure out what was going on and to understand the nature of how what a crime is and everything else. So just a course of me searching it out.
And you're citing Cornell law for all of that you just said to the court?
No,
I got to say, I'm loving Judge Perkins' energy in this case. The man is cool as ice, completely unfazed. Like he's dealing with nothing more than an annoying fly, rather than a so-called sovereign citizen making an absolute fool of himself. Meanwhile, the defendant is over there rattling off random laws from Cornell law, as if that's somehow going to impress a judge with actual legal expertise. It's honestly hilarious. This guy really thinks he's cracking some secret code to outsmart the system, but Judge Perkins, yeah, he's not buying any of it. This whole thing is like watching someone argue with a master chef about a recipe they can't even cook. It's peak second-hand embarrassment. How does this guy seriously believe he's going to win? The confidence is unreal. He's literally trying to lecture a judge with decades of experience, acting like he knows the law better than him. Do these sovereign citizens actually think this works? At this point, it almost feels like a collective delusion. Let me know what you guys think.
What corpus delicti is.
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged.
So,
there is
so
no
the
person.
officer on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I
you
object.
drove.
I object. The officer works. Okay, I apologize, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. My apologies.
The officer says that you drove a vehicle that wasn't registered and wasn't titled, or titled and or untitled, that you drove without a valid driver's license, that you drove without valid insurance. Again, on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without a valid driver's license and no insurance. And then on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without unregistered or untitled or both, and drove without a valid driver's license, repeat offender, that you failed to have a trailer plate, and that you failed to secure a load on your vehicle. And on another occasion, on the same occasion that you failed to secure, that they allege you failed to secure the load, failed to have a trailer plate on your vehicle, that you didn't provide a valid driver's license. So those are the crimes. And in the state of Michigan, whether you agree or not, they are crimes. So based on your motion and all of that stuff you talk about, corpus delicti and things like that, the court denies the motion. Okay, based on those reasons that I just said. Now, how do you want to move forward? Because wait a minute, I'm not finished.
My apologies, Your Honor.
How do you want to move forward? Because in my experience, someone that comes into court, as you do, you do not want to take an offer. You do not believe that you need to have plates or registration or insurance. And you just disregard all of that portion of the law, and either you are going to move forward by having a trial, or you're going to take a deal. What do you want to do, sir?
Your Honor, first I want to put my objection on the record. And at that point,
whatever your objection is noted. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want a trial? You have two options: trial, or you want to take a deal.
Your Honor, I request a jury trial.
A jury trial.
A jury trial. Yeah.
This guy really thinks he's entitled to a jury trial over traffic violations. Like, does he honestly believe a room full of random people is going to sit there and go, yeah, blowing through 3 stop signs and driving without a license is totally fine. Let him walk free. The logic just isn't there. Jury trials are meant for serious cases, felonies, major lawsuits, not for some sovereign citizen who refuses to follow basic traffic laws. He's turning a simple case into a full-blown spectacle, probably convinced he's about to pull off some kind of legal magic trick to get out of it. Spoiler alert, that's not happening. The level of audacity here is wild, walking into court, acting like he knows the law better than a seasoned judge. I just don't get it. This is not going to end well for him. What do you guys think? Let me know.
But what I surmise and what I've heard, and I don't know if you're alleging the same thing, is that and you basically did allege the same thing, that no crime has been committed because no person has been, the people of the state of Michigan are in danger of you driving without the proper documentation or anything like that. But I don't, and I'm gonna surmise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're gonna say that there's no jurisdiction to be able to pull you over because no one has been injured. Is that correct?
I think that what I'm saying is that the City of Detroit had an officer pull me over to say that you're not following these rules. And my stance is, okay, well, then that's fine. If we're following rules, then therefore, let me make sure that you as well as are following the rules, because if I don't do that, then freedoms are lost. So that is in which that is the way that I proceed to say, okay, well then if we're playing cards and we playing show me yours, if this is your hand, then this is mine, and let's proceed accordingly to the law. That's it. That's my only standing is if someone doesn't stand up every once in a while and define the edges, then they all disintegrate and people lose rights.
And you know something? With that being said, I would agree with you 1,000%. Mm-hmm. That's why I pride myself, and I hope I'm doing a good job for the citizens that come in here and the police for that matter and the prosecution, that I am calling the balls and strikes right. And if something doesn't proceed as it should, then I will dismiss the case one way or the other. But in my short time on this bench and in my time at practicing law as a defense attorney, I get this, they can't pull me over. I've heard the corpus delicti, first time the civil procedure has been thrown at me. But from the way I see it, is that you just don't feel that the police have a jurisdiction to pull you over for these issues. Is that correct?
Do I have what again, Your Honor?
I hate to interrupt, but I have to jump in because what the judge just said was absolutely on point. This guy seriously thinks the cop didn't have jurisdiction to pull him over, like public roads are some kind of lawless free-for-all where rules don't apply. Newsflash, buddy, that's not how reality works. I don't get why he keeps dodging the question. Everyone has to follow traffic laws, especially on public roads. It's just the sheer lack of common sense for me. How do you not understand this? Instead of owning up to his mistakes, he's just digging himself into a deeper hole, making an even bigger fool of himself. If he had just admitted he messed up, this whole thing would be way less painful to watch. But nope, sovereign citizens always act like they're somehow above it all. Do any of you actually get why they believe this stuff? Let me know.
Jury trial date is going to be March the 18th, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're probably going to have an audience because everybody follows me on these cases all the time.
I understand.
All right, and I don't know if that's what you want, but we're gonna do that.
It's not that.
March the 18th, 2025. We're gonna have a final pre-trial date. Final pre-trial. This is to you, Mr. Bowman, especially the day before on February 17th, 2025 at 8:30. So Mr. Gray and Mr. Bowman, Mr. Bowman, I need you to have all your officers appear on that date. Who's ever going to state these allegations, so that we know that we're not just summoning the people of the city of Detroit to a jury that's not actually going to go. So all parties must appear, and that can be via Zoom. And the trial is going to be in person. All right. All parties must appear on final pretrial date and obviously on the trial date. And what I would implore you to do is you need to figure out the right game, because it doesn't sound like you're playing the right game.
I understand, Your Honor. I appreciate, first and foremost, let me say, I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate you sitting here and engaging with me at this level. So I recognize what you're saying, and so I guess it's to the table we go. So
yeah, but get your game in order, because I'm just giving you a little heads up. If you come in with that game on the jury trial date, then more than likely you'll lose, unless you can find one of those jurors or a couple of those jurors, or even all of them, to have some sympathy for you, sir. I don't know.
I got a whole basis for understanding, and so yeah, if you know
Well,
it
that
is what it
basis
is.
that you outlined shortly today is not.
What was flawed in my what was flawed, Your Honor? What is
We
flawed
already
in my?
discussed it. We already discussed it. The federal rules of civil procedure that you brought up as a motion to dismiss, not the right basis. The corpus delicti, they do have a corpus delicti. They do have a crime that they say has been committed. And if you read the MCL, the Michigan court rules, and the Michigan statutes, then you'll see those crimes outlined there. They have them on the tickets. They got the statute numbers that are on the tickets. So that's not the right basis. So you're in a whole different ball game.
What do you guys think is going to happen at this guy's jury trial in March 2025? Because honestly, there's just no way a jury is going to buy into this sovereign citizen nonsense. The laws he's citing, completely irrelevant to his case. On the whole, I don't have to follow traffic laws argument. Yeah, that's been debunked countless times. Traffic laws are state laws. If you're driving on public roads, you have to follow them. No exceptions. What cracks me up the most is how confidently wrong he is. He's acting like some kind of legal mastermind, but it's painfully clear he hasn't done his homework. Meanwhile, Judge Perkins, you got to respect how calm he stays while this guy just rambles on. If I were the judge, I'd be losing it at this point. I honestly don't know what this guy thinks is going to happen. He could have just taken the ticket and moved on with his life, but instead, he's dragging himself into a jury trial where he'll probably end up facing the maximum penalty. And let's be real, his arguments are all over the place. No jury is going to entertain this nonsense. They're regular people. Do you really think they're going to side with this guy over a cop just doing his job? If he doesn't get a lawyer and keeps this up, he's not going to last long in court. But hey, maybe he'll surprise us. Not that I'm holding my breath. Do you guys think he's just pretending to be clueless, or does he actually believe this stuff? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post new content every day, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and take care.